Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the battle for Asgard by Smite Prime. This is round 2. We're going to be seeing Pablo DPC versus the Old Gods. My name is Supersonic Blur, and joining me for this cast will be Serial. How are you doing today, Serial?
I'm doing just fantastic. Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. So, taking a quick rundown of the teams then. Interesting pick we get. We get Hell Mid. I like Hell Mid, but it's a bit risky.
Yeah, it's definitely risky, especially into this Odin. And them deciding not to pick up the Phantom for the first relic on the side of Pablo DPC is going to mean that they're going to have to play either really aggressive to make sure they get that kill before anyone can follow up with the Odin cage, or they're going to need to play really passive to make sure that Hell does not get caged in the first place.
Indeed. We didn't see any respect ban coming out for the Odin. Even just in safety, sometimes you see teams say, we're fine with this kind of matchup, we can play around it, but you can't ever go wrong with just banning it away just in case.
That's very true. And it's very interesting that Hell's deciding to go for that Tier 2 Book of Thoth. This means that instead of having the extra health from Warlocks like a lot of mids do, she's actually just going to have an absolutely unreal amount of early power with the Book of Thoth once it's built.
Yeah, and what that's also going to allow her to do as well is, because she's sustaining with her heals and such, she kind of can forego a little bit of that healing. We see her as well just really wanting to front load with mana. 2 mana pots, 1 healing pot, relying on her own heals and sustain, whilst trading a little bit of that out for mana, which is alright early, I would say.
Absolutely. I think that's definitely the right play to go for on Hell, especially when you go for that Tier 2 Book of Thoth.
Yeah, Cope Baby, though, looking to try and put a little bit of pressure, actually decides instead of going for the blue buff with his Gukalan, Bruh doesn't need it too much, so instead he's going to make his way over to the mid camp straight away. And I like this decision to just take that rotation a little bit quicker, get into mid lane. Bruh is already bullying out his lane very heavily as it is, so just getting him into this mid lane right now, they're going to be able to secure both mid camps, which kind of sets Yogg back kind of a bit further than he wants to be. Agni kind of suffers a bit early and really needs to hit that level 5 before he can start getting free clear.
And I think it's really important to notice that right now, Cope Baby is electing to go for the back camps instead of splitting the mid wave. And that's going to help Mindy Rocks a lot because he's going to end up getting a little more solo farm than Yogg will. And Cope Baby also will get a little more farm. And you can see right now it's already paying off for Mindy Rocks. He's level 3, while Unknown 1 is only level 2.
It seems that all lanes are coming up well for Pablo DPC. Left side already aggressing heavily. Wasn't able to steal away the protection camp, or the purple buff as is known. So they will pick that one up. Unfortunate though, Psycho ends up taking that rather than Smoke showing. But mid lane, Mindy Rocks getting first blood over Unknown 1. That's a pretty good look for Pablo DPC now.
That's a great look, especially onto the Ravana. Ravana does a really great job playing from ahead, so getting that early kill and making sure that he can't get a lead on Cope Baby is going to be really huge in this game, I think.
And it went on to a Hell as well, one of the later game carries who just is known for just not dying, getting that early 500 gold, already now at just over 2.5 minutes, has a full Book of Thoth and 2 wards for safety on the first back. I don't think you could ask for a better back on your first back as a Hell.
Especially not pre-3 minutes. So Hell backing right there for a full Book of Thoth, and it looks like Pablo DPC just invaded the purple buff over on the dual lane side too. So we're having pressure all around the map on the side of Pablo DPC. Diesel
Good
dashing in,
knock-up.
dashing in, getting the stun and smoke showing. Not quite enough damage to finish that off. They just get a little bit of poke and then they're going to go and reset.
It was good work there from Psycho. Managed to get a double knock-up. If that hadn't been the double knock-up, then we could have seen Smoke going up in smoke, as it were.
It's interesting that neither support decided to go for the upgraded sprint. We've been seeing a lot of supports, including myself, decide to build that upgraded sprint. You get a really large amount of pressure if you can get that upgraded sprint. A lot of people nickname it the gas pedal. Having a no movement speed penalty on your auto attacks as an ADC, especially early looking for a kill. It's interesting that neither support decided to do that, and they decided not to rush Gauntlet of Thieves or anything like that. They're both starting tier 1 boots.
I guess that in this lane, they both looked at it and said, you know what, whilst the gas pedal would be great, hang on a sec, mid lane, blink forward from Coke Baby, I can dash back to safety, and I will just clear out the wave. So, bit of poke and a bit of miscommunication, I feel. Colt Baby tried to put out more pressure, and Mindy Walks just didn't feel ready to follow up on that.
Yeah, Colt Baby also missed the knock-up, and then Yogg missed his too, so it was quite a bit of missed abilities that allowed everyone to walk away safely from that engagement. Not to mention Mindy Rock's able to heal up Colt Baby from any poke he might have taken there.
So I've got to imagine that anti-heal has got to be a high priority on members of Old Gods. I'd expect even to see Unknown here say, you know what, as great as Crusher may be or Jotuns may be, I just need the Brawlers as soon as possible.
I would imagine that that's what he would decide to go for. Hopefully he decides to go for that. If he doesn't get the Brawlers, then you'll see Mindy Rock just roll through this entire game. You can already see the poke that he's able to do with his one. He's hitting Yogg for almost a quarter of his HP every time he hits that one. So, Colt Baby on the Willix. So Willix has a very strong early game, and her 2 is going to do about half health. So if Yogg gets hit by Colt Baby's 2 as well as Mindy Rock's 1, he's just going to be gone from the battlefield. So if Yogg plays really safe, then I think he'll be okay. We'll probably see a Divine Ruin coming out right after he finishes his Warlock stacks.
Agreed. And Agni's quite a nice one who can apply Divine Ruin consistently and very often thanks to his passive as well. Just that constant tick source really just keeps that going for a long time. Divine Ruin lasts for 8 seconds, I think it is. So just extending that by another 4 seconds is really beneficial in these poke wars sort of situations. Oh, that's Unknown. Picking up Bruh on an invade for the blue buff there. I believe he did manage to successfully take Odin's blue buff, but will trade his life out in return for it. So not a trade that he really wanted to do. And this solo lane feels like it's kind of been Bruh's to lose early.
Yeah, it looks like there's a fight going on in the mid lane.
Oh, mid lane, indeed you are correct. I was still looking over the right-hand side. Sprint is popped by the Athena to get everyone out, but it doesn't look like anyone's able to follow up. But Willis gets a nice double pull of a nice blink knockup, but Agni will beat and get away to safety. Colt Baby was thinking about maybe poking his head around the side to try and wrap for the cheeky lazy back there, but can't find anyone. And Shadow was still, or sorry, Smoke was still showing signs of life in that instance, so perfectly fine to peel if needed. We'll settle for the Oracles instead. But going back to that solo lane, we mentioned how this Odin needs to be kept behind. I'm surprised we haven't seen Colt Baby go over there a little bit more to try and make sure that happens.
Especially since Odin has that jump that a Willix can pull back from, and he's not going to have bead since he has a teleport as an Odin. So it's interesting that Colt Baby's electing not to go over there and just let Bruh do his thing. I think that's more what he wants. He would rather have Bruh able to hang out over there and just 1v1 the Odin for the entire game. That way he doesn't have to worry about Ravana, and he can provide pressure around the other side of the map.
Agreed, indeed. So 1-1 is the scoreline. 2,000 gold up for Pablo DPC. Take away 500 from First Blood, and that's a lot of very good damage coming out onto Yogg right now. Left side, see a bit of an invade going for the red buff, though it does look like Mineral will get taken down. Defender Olympus channeled over, immediately just aggressing heavily into this jungle and getting punished for it.
Yeah, that was a great ult by Athena, great awareness, and great damage out of the Robin
right-hand
as well.
side, Cage comes down, knock up in response. Surprised that we haven't just seen Kukulkan leap over the wall, then maybe leapt in response. Did steal away the blue buff again from this Odin, but is suffering a little bit in this poke war now. Cage more so just a case for stopping any healing. Bird Bomb is big, and Teddy Kruger picks up Bruh, not respecting the damage potential.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a fight in mid, but it looks like Hell's just going to heal everything up, and so it's not going to be a huge deal. There was a pull back by the Willix, which allowed which confirmed the kill on Smoke showing on the Athena. It was a great knockup by the Willix. I was worried that the Willix pick into this comp had not having any setup except for the Kukulkan. But Colt Baby's doing a great job setting up for himself both times. First ulting the Agni and getting his beads in mid lane, and then just now being able to get the knockup on the Athena and pulling her back into the Hell damage.
It kind of feels... Yeah, sorry. It kind of feels a little bit like there's anti-synergy. You have Mineral who has the cripple, but Colt Baby wants them to leap. He wants Jingwei to be able to leap, Teddy Kruger to be able to leap. He wants those to leap, but the cripple will stop that. So he is really having to pull his weight setting up off his own abilities there. And he's, as you mentioned, done a fantastic job in doing so already this early on.
That's true. There is a really interesting anti-synergy going on between the Artio and the Awilix, especially with that cripple. If someone is going to leap out of the cripple, then they're going to have to beads, and then Awilix won't be able to pull in the first place. So
good blink, but a better taunt ends up working out in their favor. Stun from Agni deters any more damage. Ravon half the Mystic Rush over the wall, straight into hell. Athena body blocks the rest of the damage. Psycho has turned up and is now pummeling damage into Artio. Will dash away as Awilix feather steps over the top. Airstrikes. Backs to safety in the mid lane, ends up not going anywhere. Spent way too long deciding. Mindy Rocks takes that one out with the repulse damage. I believe Athena also channeled the order as well, so that will go on cooldown. A lot of members from Pablo the PC come away very cleanly in that engagement. Thanks mostly just to hell at the end there.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen very often on the Jingwei where you misplace the targeter, but like you saw, if you place the targeter on a wall or somewhere where you can't land, the Jingwei's just going to drop right down where she is in the air. Looks like Teddy Kruger is going to be soloing Bra on the Kukulkan over in the solo lane.
Bruh. That's all I'm going to say is, bruh, you can't be doing that. Left-hand side, T1 tower did go down, but Artio now being aggressed on Ravon, trying to put out a little bit of damage, but the dash will be good enough to create space. But yeah, going back to that solo lane, what is going on? What are you doing, bruh?
I think what we saw just a minute ago, on the first time Bro got solo, good thing Cope Baby was able to secure that blue buff. I was worried for a moment. Ooh. That was a little bit cheeky by Cope Baby. Yeah, a little bit cheeky by Cope Baby, thinking he could pull out the Odin ult. You can see how much damage Mindy Rocks is applying with Hell, though. Oh my goodness. That's almost full one-shotting with this kit. Good thing Teddy Kruger got that shield off. I think that might have
but look what everyone's doing on Gods now. They're over on this Gold Fury. They saw Cope Baby turn up, but it's not good enough. They do have the Oracle, so they do spot it out. EI Jutsu's away, does Diesel. Mounted archery as well. Putting back the return damage. Unknown didn't know what hit him. Artio peels off the rest of the team from the Gold Fury. That was insane.
Great job by Diesel. Awareness of his own damage and his
level. Cope.
Fantastic job by Diesel, feeling that he could turn that fight. A lot of Hachimans would have just kept going completely out of that fight, especially since it was a 2v1 situation against an Agni who's in the mid lane. And deciding to be able to turn and thinking that you can get that kill on the Robin. Great job by Diesel. Fantastic.
Really nice work there. Really, really nice work there. And it's a lot of trust and respect for the rest of the team when they make the call. Hey, you are fine. The rest of the team is backing you up. You have a Hell, she will heal you up. As long as you are alive with 1 HP, that's all you need. Hell will sort out the rest of it. And we saw Mineral was tanking that that Gold Fury for quite a while. Hell comes in, immediately sets him back up 400-500 health just from one set of abilities there.
And you can see it looks like Hell is going to be building into this Chronos Pendant right away. Chronos Pendant recently got a buff which gives it a little bit more power than it used to have. And that in addition to its cooldowns and the passive, which resets. It's like Teddy is going to be ulting here.
Good use of the ult there to try and just close the retreat path that he wanted to go for. Hell, putting out a lot of pressure in mid, actually goes way too aggressive there. Unknown cleans up Mindy Rocks' over-aggression. Was trying to look to see if he could pick up the Odin, was Mindy, but got caught out by the Athena, followed by Agni, and Ravon comes around the backside, catches the hands, and puts him down. Looking now for the Pyromancer. Cullen is looking around the backside. Artio is here as well. Mystic rush into the Artio, though. Doesn't do too much. Beautiful knock-up and setup. Pulls the Athena away from everybody else. Mineral ends up picking that one up. Odin now on the front side. Can't peel for Yogg, who's in the backside. Bruh takes that one down. Artio now very low. Aggro from the Fire Giant. Pulls Bruh. Looking good right now, though. Odin, Raven Shield is good. Jim's over the wall and gets away. Meanwhile, what is Diesel doing this whole time? Split pushing down for a tier 2 tower.
Yeah, Psycho rotated there, seeing if he could pick up a kill if Cope Baby decided he wanted to lazy back or anything like that. But Jingwei Passive is going to get it right back in, but Diesel's going to pick up the back camps, which is going to give him just a little bit more farm, which adding to his already 1-level lead. Now he has a 2-level lead over Psycho. It's like they're going to be taking a fight. Diesel's going to solo Psycho.
Good work, Diesel. Really nice work from him. Now he has to draw more attention over to this lane. Smoke realizes there's no way he's even so much as touching the Diesel's damage right now, so we'll dash away from him. Agni, though, caught in a bit of an awkward situation, does manage to get back to safety, but will take some poke in response. One bomb over the wall is immediately all healed up thanks to these hell heals, and they are getting scary now. We still don't see any anti-heal coming out for Old Gods right now, and it's showing just how effective this hell can be in any poke war.
Yeah, and you can see that because we don't have that Divine Ruin because we're so early into the game. We're only 14 minutes in. Aggie's only had the gold to build Warlocks and Boots. He's 4 levels down. The Jingwei is 3 levels down. The Athena's 3 levels down. There's an incredible lead, and they're using it to their advantage.
And they're pressuring
He's doing a great job.
Yeah. Oh, but around the backside, Odin gets a good cage, but the tower's already fallen just too late. Coat Baby over the front with Yogg, or with Bruh, will take down Yogg and Psycho. Now all the damage dealers are pretty much just gone. Mounted Archery slows down Odin. Teddy Kruger falls to the hands of Mindy Rock. And again, Wheelish and Kukullan doing work in the front side, keeping anyone from Old Gods out of the way. They're going to actually get this Phoenix here by the looks of it.
Yeah, I was so worried about the backline in that last fight, seeing if they could kill the Odin or if Odin was going to be able to escape. And Odin was definitely taken down, especially with Diesel using his mounted archery to slow him and confirm that kill. But Bra and Coat Baby didn't take any damage, and Mindy wasn't there to heal them at all. So I'm not sure what happened in the front line, but
I think it just ended up in a situation where Psycho going into Bruh, he's 3 levels up as Bruh versus Psycho, trying to build into crit right now, so just wasn't able to mount any kind of offensive capabilities to push him back. Couldn't dash away because Colt Baby would use the ultimate, so it was really just kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, and they were both punching them as well, so it would make for a fun time for Psycho there.
yeah. Looks like we have a 11k lead right now on the side of Pablo DPC over Old Gods.
And that's at 16 minutes in. Usually we end up seeing these gold leads and we're like, all right, it's 25 minutes into the game and maybe a Fire Giant's gone down and they've tore down towers. But this is, without touching Fire Giant once, this is, what, 1 Gold Fury? Everything else has just been from kills and superior farming here. Psycho getting aggressed on, actually ults away despite having the Athena for safety. I feel like that's just a lack of trust there then. Smoke showing turns up and is like, hey, you're okay, I've got you safe. I've got you, you're fine. If something goes wrong, I can peel for you. But just completely ults over top of him instead.
He's only so safe though. Just because the Athena's there, if Diesel decides he wants to bees and uses 2 in his ult combo, then honestly both of them could die right now. Diesel having a 7-level lead over the Athena, and Athena only has sovereignty in tier 2, which I'm assuming is going to be a pestilence.
It's gotta be. it can't not be, right?
But that level difference, Athena can't really tank too much of Diesel's damage. So if they decide to aggress there at all, Diesel's just gonna shred through both of them.
Fire Giant being looked at by Pablo DPC. Bruh is on zoning duty and he's doing a good job of it. Fire Giant goes down, and now Old Gods must be aware of this. They were looking to try and get themselves a tier 1 tower, just try and get themselves a little bit, but they can't find it in any amount of time. Pablo DPC has just got too many items and too much of a lead now to where Fire Giant falls that quickly.
So I want to point out, oh, it looks like there's a fight going on in right lane. Oh, it looks like they're just pushing the tower, never mind.
They'll just get the tower. Odin turns up.
I just want to point out that Hell just backed and bought a Soul Gem, as well as a tier 2, I'm assuming it's going to be an Ethereal Staff. But right there, she gets a little over 200 health. Looks like there's a fight going on in mid with Braun and Coat Baby.
He's 3v1ing right now, actually. Coat Baby's not even there. He was over on the left-hand side. Bruh picks up Unknown 1 and mid lane. Look at this space creation. I know that space creation is it's my buzzword for a while now, but that's exactly what he's doing. He is off fighting 3 of them. Psycho was off trying to split push down the left side tower. This gives Hachiman as much free time as he needs to get into these towers. This means that Mineral can tank it up without worrying about dying for it from any aggression. That's exactly what's happened. 3 members are dead now. Right side Phoenix falls, and they might actually go for an end here.
They might. They probably can, too.
Sprint's been popped.
We'll see if they're going to try to farm some damage or if they're actually going to end the game. It looks like they're focusing the Titan a little bit.
Work. Ravan blinks forward, looking straight onto the Hatchman, who knows where his damage, but he's being blown up immediately. Agni channeling the defender of Olympus, but damage is still going through onto this Titan. They're not being able to be peeled off, and Pablo DPC pick up a 19-minute win against the old gods.
Just 3 minutes ago, they had gotten the mid Phoenix.
3 minutes to mid Phoenix, Fire Giant, right side Phoenix, end. Old gods didn't even get a chance to start buying much anti-heal. We got one Pestilence that game. One.
Yep. One Pestilence, and the Odin barely lived through any type of damage that he could have sustained through in the first place. So
really nice work coming out from Pablo DPC, putting a lot of trust in Mindy to say, hey, I can rock the hell mid, we're going to do fine. Putting a lot of trust in Colt Baby, saying, even though we don't have the greatest setup for the Awilish, we can rely on you hitting your stuff, and any of them leaping you can capitalize on. So really, really nice work. And it's just a solid gameplay from everyone. You can't look at any one member on the team and be like, you were MVP because you pulled the team ahead so far. Every single one of them pulled more than their weight in that game.
Yeah, I'd like to say a good job to Teddy Kruger, though, soloing twice in the solo lane. Even as the world is burning around him, he still tried his best over there on Solo Island.
Indeed.
So.
Well, feels like that's kind of the age-old story. You win your lane, but you lose the games, as many solo laners can attest to. But congratulations to Pablo DPC for winning their round 2 of the Battle for Asgard here with Smite Prime. Have you got any final thoughts on the game before we head off?
I do not.
Fair enough then. My last thought is, as I said, just trust in your team. Space creation is amazing. And when you're feeling that you've got a gut instinct that you can play something well, go for it. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Supersonic Blur, joined on the cast by Serial, and we shall see you next time for the next round. Take care.